Alright, what's up, y'all? Hope you're doing well. Back with an anime review. Not romance specifically, but an anime review. So, yes, before this video you're watching and seeing right now, I have never watched Frieren before, which I know, absolutely insane. It was one of the most popular animes when it came out. Everybody was talking about it. So many things were said about it. It was amazing, and I just didn't watch it. Why it took me till 2026 until season 2 just came out to start actually watching it, I don't have an answer for you. I'm sorry, I don't. But that has changed because I finally watched it, and it it lived up to everything that I expected to be, and honestly even pushed the limits of what I thought. So I'm just gonna, I guess, ramble about the show and all the things I liked about it, I guess, in this video. Not, very different from usually what we do around here, I guess. Again, trying to keep up with the one video per week thing. Shorts coming out once in a while sometimes. Very excited for the romance anime to watch. This season of romance anime, I've heard a lot of good things about it, so we're gonna have more of those videos coming out very, very soon. I'm gonna try to lock in a little bit more on these romance animes, but today we have to take a little detour because we got to talk about a great show. Despite if it's romance or not, I don't care. It's a great show. We got to talk about it today, and I really wanted to make this video. So let's just go and talk about it. So, Frieren, Beyond Journey's End Season 1. Really enjoyed it, if you couldn't tell by everything I've just said. I knew it was going to be pretty good. I didn't know anything really much about it. I want to go in as blind as possible with every show I watch. I don't want spoilers or anything like that. So I went in. What was it about? Let's see what happens. And it was very, very good. Very, very good. There's so many different things to talk about. The animation was really good. The storytelling was really good. The characters I really, really liked. The messaging, obviously, behind different things and like the slice of life, emotional moment type scenes are very good. Overall, just feel like it hit every mark. You know what I mean? Like it really, really did. Talking about the characters and stuff first. Frieren, the main character. Be honest, she's my favorite character.
Oh my god, the person the show's named after and the main character is your favorite?
Yeah, and Frieren to me is like incredible. Like she's a goat in my opinion. Like her attitude and demeanor, like she's super blank emotion, not very high energy, doesn't wear a heart or sleeve all the time. Usually people that do that come off maybe sometimes it's like cocky or confident or whatever, but not with her. To her it just seems like that's just naturally who she is. She's not a very emotional type of person, you know what I mean? And to see her journey in this show going from being that to then when Himmel and her party goes away and her being like, dang, I wish I would have, been a lot more of a people person, and try to get to know people better. And now the rest of her journey and her days are going to be about knowing people better and then taking in Fern and learning about different people. Like seeing that evolution and journey is so cool. Her powers, like I knew she was going to be powerful, but I didn't expect her to be that powerful, honestly. The moment that really sealed it for me, that was like, yeah, Fern is like the goat, is the battle with or the guillotine when they faced off and when they had like the scales of what's it called? I forgot what it's called. The scales of something, where it's like we determine whose mana is what, and then we learn that Frieren's been basically hiding her mana and lowering it this whole entire time, and she learned how to like master that power so that when she really needs to, she can just unlock and go for it. And when she, basically takes out Aura, the guillotine, and says, all right, like kill yourself, basically, she says, like that moment right there, that was the moment to me where I was like, oh yeah, this is the greatest, was one of the greatest characters ever. This is the moment. And then seeing her more in different fights, like when they were doing the exams, seeing her go through there, like, and just honestly, she's probably a lot more powerful than we even know. There's probably a lot more powerful things to go with her. We probably haven't even really unlocked maybe 50% of it yet. Like, and that gets really scary. And a lot of people, especially late during the exams and stuff, start disrespecting her, kind of like, that's Frieren, whatever, like she's cool, I guess, or whatever. But and during that, I was like, dang man, like they're gonna have to start putting some respect on Frieren. All right, that's a legend. She took out the Demon King. All right, this is one of the greatest mages in history. We're gonna have to start respecting her as such. All right, but overall, yeah, I love Frieren, man. She's so cool. Like she's so cool. Again, everything about her demeanor, her power, her kind of like just coolness to her, like my favorite character for sure, hands down. A close second though is Fern. I really really like Fern a lot too. To see we literally see her grow throughout the show as being like this little kid that was with Hyder and a becoming mage to now her being a adult and now she gets accepted. Now she's a first class mage, super super powerful. She has some moments definitely throughout the show too. I was like, okay, Fern, like when the battle with the clones, and she basically dang near stood toe to toe with Frieren. The clone of Frieren was really really cool. There's a couple other moments I can't remember fully off the top of my head right now, but there's some moments I like Fern a lot too. Her powerful, like she's also another one that feels like she has so much more power to grow. Like we have maybe haven't even really seen the full of it yet. And her kind of hiding her mana, all that stuff coming in a clutch too. And also the concept of like a lot of times in that show they mention the concept of like, oh, these are old techniques and old teachings because Freeman's over 1,000 years old. And it's like, oh, that would work against the new age ones. And then Fern and Frieren just still beat everybody up with the old techniques. I think that's really, really cool. And Fern being like an old school kind of mage and basically being like a copy of Frieren is so cool. You also see Frieren in the original party with Himmel, Hyder, and Eisen. You see flashbacks of them throughout the entirety of the show, and it's cool to see Frieren going on this journey and kind of trying to maybe in some sort of ways recreate the party of Himmel, Hyder, and Eisen, but now doing it in a way where it's like, I'm Himmel now. Basically, I'm the hero. I'm the main person teaching everybody, dropping these quotes and dropping everything, but also wanting to experience it, just the journey more, and like that's really a lot of the show. I feel like is like about talking about the journey of everything, not just having to get to the point and get to the point. It's about going through all of it, and the journey of it. And, they say a lot is like the journey is what makes it, worth it at the end of the day. And like I feel like this show did an amazing job at that, showing like all the little things that are happening throughout the show, where it's not like big fight after big fight after big fight. It's like, okay, we got a big fight, but then we also just gonna go to this town for a little bit and chill, and help some people out and learn some things, and learn a good moral lesson, and maybe meet a person or two that maybe could help us down the road in the future. And we're gonna go, get some food and get some new jewelry and all this stuff. It's like just appreciating, I guess, life and appreciating just the journey. And you never know what you'd find on your journey, and just meeting new people and all that stuff. And I think it's really cool, for this show. I feel like they did an amazing job at showing that, where it's not just all like, usually in my shows we skip these parts where it's like the journey of it. It's like, okay, here we know what we have to do, we show maybe one or two things that could happen, and then we're right to the main thing, battle, whatever. This one, it's like, no, we're gonna take our time with it, because they're still on a journey to go to heaven, basically. That's gonna take 10 years, and we're only like maybe a year-ish in, if even. So it's like we still have a long 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 way to go, and yet we're so entertained by all the different things we see. Stark also is a cool character. I knew as soon as we first met him what his character was kind of gonna be, where they said like he stood up to the dragon, and then we learned, and then he actually like didn't stand. He stood up to the dragon, but more of just like out of fear. But he's also a lot stronger than I ever thought too. I thought he was gonna be like kind of like someone that we're gonna have to, like, he's gonna be kind of weak, and then we have to learn along the way that he's strong. Stark is already naturally strong. It's just he has to learn how to, I guess, really control it and use it, and really, learn his power more, I guess. Which is really really cool, and I think it's a nice concept there, and I think he's one of the cooler looking characters for sure in the show too. Yeah, and I think we got to see a lot of other cool characters in this, like we got during the dungeon and the exams is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I couldn't get that word in my head. We have Lewine and Kane. I think are really, at first I thought they were really going to be annoying, but then I realized, okay, no, they're actually really cool. And Frieren, again, taking them on and kind of showing them the way a little bit, the way they work together. They have very interesting powers. There's like the water and the freezing and the ice, and the way they combat each other, I think is really cool. We saw Ubel and Land. Those two were kind of crazy. Ubel, am I pronouncing her name right? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not Japanese. But she is like literally like could be a potential literal demon. Her power is crazy. Just the way she comes in and just approaches herself and handles herself, where it's just super like she knows I'm gonna win every time. Like she's just about it. And her technique too of like the cutting is really really interesting, especially when we saw her fight the clone of what's her name? I'm sorry, Sense. I have all the names and stuff written. I'm on the wiki for Frieren, just trying to remember all the names because my memory just sucks now with character names. But Sense's clone in the dungeon, and she just came up and just sliced her, and we learned about her technique of like slicing and really like basically eyeballing, knowing how to cut things. I thought that was like super like unique and really cool to me. And I don't know if we're ever going to see her again in like season 2 or whatever, but I think she can be a problem in the future. And her combining with Land, who is like, also his power is broken. Like his cloning power is insane. Like I think that could be a crazy weapon. So those two were there. With Werble, I think is a very interesting character too, where we come off and by his look and the way we see him, we think he's going to be like a demon. Like we think like what Ubel is, where he's going to be like a cutthroat, like gonna be a problem and gonna be like an annoying problem. By the end of the day, he's kind of like a fake demon. He's a fake demon, I'll say. He is powerful for sure. He is powerful. He is strong. Like, not saying he's weak or anything like that, but just like he definitely comes off at first as like, oh, he's a stone cold killer. But then we actually learn, no, he's actually a person with morals. Like he's not just gonna kill people randomly just to kill them. He's not gonna do anything stupid just to do it. He actually is like smart and has like tact with his moves, which I really like, honestly. Like I really respect and like that they made him. They definitely could have went the route of just being like a cutthroat, ruthless, like we're gonna have to deal with this dude. But no, he's actually like a person. He actually has feelings and emotions, and I really really like that a lot. Denkin and Lawfin, I guess, were cool. I didn't love them a whole lot, but they were like whatever. Richter, though, if there's one character I hate in the show, Richter. I freaking hate Richter. Alright, I don't know if he comes back later. I want him to die. I want him to die so bad in that game. I just hate the way he comes off and the way he talks to people, like he just knows everything in the world and all that stuff. I freaking hate that guy. Alright, if there's one character I need to hate, is Richter. Oh, I didn't even speak about the old group of Himmel, Hyder, and Eisen. It's so interesting in this show how great they do the flashbacks, because usually like this show has a lot of flashbacks for sure. Like every episode there's like 2 flashbacks, but it never seems like any of them are like too much or out of place. I think I saw someone say in a comment section on some video, I don't remember where, like, but it's just like they use flashbacks in a way where like it doesn't get overbearing. You're like, oh my god, here another flashback. Like you see a flashback, you're actually excited to see the flashback in the show. Where they show a flashback of Himmel and the gang, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, what's up with that? They show a flashback of someone's coming up, and it's like, oh well, shoot, okay, flashback. Like you're actually excited to see the flashbacks in the show instead of being like, oh my god, another flashback. Sometimes shows can definitely get a little bit like, okay, like we don't need a flashback every. We could have got this in like 3 seconds of explanation. We don't need a flashback here, but they actually like do the flashbacks in a very good way that tell the story, and it feels like it's its own adventure. Where it's like you see, especially like the Frieren, Himmel, and the gang, the party flashbacks, it's kind of like a separate story going on while we also have the main story. It feels like we're watching 2 different shows and 2 different separate stories going on, and I think it's really really cool. And Himmel, really great. I mean, it's so interesting. It's so great. Like it's crazy how much people like love Himmel, how great we respect Himmel, even though he's never actually like living in the time of the show. Every time we see him as a flashback, it doesn't matter because people love him, and he's just like the ultimate hero. Like the way he carries himself, the way he handles himself, the way he does things, he is just a pure hero. And he's really rubbed off a lot on Frieren, even though Frieren doesn't really believe that he has. But really, she's trying to like, I don't want to say she's trying to be Himmel, but you can tell it's very inspirational, to Himmel. And he's the ultimate hero. Hyder, being a cool character, just taking care of Fern, really, being that mentor and being the one to kind of help push Frieren onto this journey. And then Eisen just being the cool character, not being afraid of like being scared in battle and all that stuff. And I think that was a really nice kind of little, you know, nugget they put in there of Aizen being like, oh yeah, I'm terrified, but hey, you know, gotta go out and do it. Like that was cool too. Some of my favorite, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out my favorite arc because obviously you have the first arc of like them, Frieren, Frieren, Stark starting their journey and going through things. Then I feel like we had the little like mini arc of R the Guillotine and like the demons and in there. I think they were really cool there. In that one. And then we go on another little journey, and then we find Sign or Sane. Sign. I haven't pronounced his name. I'm sorry. I feel so bad pronouncing these names that I'm butchering. Sign. I think he was a cool character. I think he really was a good addition. At first, I was kind of like, "All right, another guy at the party. How's he gonna fit in here?" But he actually was like a good character, and I think it was really good for them to have him around as kind of being like a normal dude, a little bit like a normal kind of down to earth older dude that's been through so much. To kind of like give advice to Fern and Stark and even Frieren and kind of just be like the level-headed like cool dude or kind of in the middle where he's like settling everything like the older like the dad or the older brother where he's like, yo, about fighting, hey, make up, like he doesn't mean that to you, you don't mean that to him, do that, you know, I've been around, like he just has that experience and he's just kind of like helping put them in a spot where it's kind of like they can lean on him a little bit. And I think he was a really valuable piece of the group, even though he wasn't around for that long. But the time he was around, I feel like he made his mark for sure. And then the exams obviously were like a huge portion of it that I really liked too. But I think my favorite part, honestly, I think my favorite part was that or the guillotine, that little arc there, where they're in like the battle, or they're in the city, and Frieren gets locked up, and now Fern and Stark have to work together to figure out, you know, how to say that. And then we meet up with R the Guillotine, like that little whatever 2-3-ish episode little thing in the middle. It wasn't a long time, but that I think really pushed me over the edge. Like I already really liked the show, but that after that, seeing what Frieren did to Aura and seeing Stark and Fern go out and beat those people and had to have their first big win, and show like, okay, we're strong enough, we can do this on our own too, you know, and saving the people of that city or whatever. Like I think that really put it over the top where I was like, oh yeah, this is great, this is elite level. But overall, really great show. Oh, by the way, well, we can't get out of here without talking about romance. I'm the romance anime yapper. We have to talk about Stark and Fern for a second here, for just a second. All right. I didn't know. I knew coming into the show that they're gonna have a moment or two. You know, I've heard from the grapevine and all that stuff that they were a couple like could have possibly be a pair. I don't know what the moments were gonna be or how much they were actually gonna like matter. But I think they mattered a lot more than I thought. I think there were a lot more moments than I realized. Obviously with like the main ones being you know, Stark, you know, them celebrating each other's birthday where Fern got the bracelet for Stark, and then Stark got the bracelet for Fern, and then we learned that the thing Stark got for Fern was like for eternal lovers and all that stuff. And then when Stark gets basically kidnapped and turned into this like prince's son for like a day for a dance, and then him and Fern obviously have that dance was like the biggest moment between them. But even after that, it's like there's little moments here and there where they genuinely feel like a couple, like an old married couple, where it's like Stark just knows that's not like at the end of the show, Stark knows like, okay, Fern's gonna get mad at me here, he's gonna get mad at me because I do this, she's gonna get mad at me because I do this, I hope I don't do this so she doesn't get mad at me, you know, like just little things like that. And little moments there where they both show that care for each other, they both show that they like, you know, understand each other's qualities, and they're both getting very, very much closer together. It's little moments like that that are like, for me at least, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. You know, these two together, who knows what happens in the future? Do they get together? Do they not get together? I don't know. But just obviously we couldn't leave here without talking about romance, and we have to talk about Frieren and Himmel too, because there's some romantic things there, even if it's not plainly obvious or whatever. But obviously, even if it's not super romantical, just the relationship those two have together, where Himmel really believed in Frieren, and Himmel really, you know, was like knew Frieren was gonna be the GOAT, basically, and trying to keep her engaged and trying to, you know, giving all these little gems of knowledge to her, and then Frieren kind of reciprocating it. And after Himmel now with Fern and Stark, where she's again trying to like she's definitely very inspired by him and fondly remembering the times that they had together. And I think that's just so super cute anyway, even if it's not super romantical or whatever. Like, I think it's just a really cute moment overall in this entire show. It was amazing. I came into it knowing it was going to be good. I kind of knew I wasn't going to get disappointed at all, because no way so many people talk about it and talk about like this, and it's, you know, like, gotta be really good. I knew it was going to be really good, but obviously it's so different hearing it and actually experience it, and to actually experience the show and to actually see the different things and see all this stuff go down. Like, this is great, man. This is really good. I cannot wait. I know season 2 is out now, and I can't wait to watch season 2 and can't wait to go on that journey, and come back and probably talk about it on here. I'm super excited for it. Can't wait to see how this journey between Frieren, Fern, Stark, and all the others we meet along the way continue. And I think this is just a very good. They did their thing. A great show, man. Has so much of everything. You know, of storytelling, animation, characters, emotions, fights. You know, everything. I feel like they just hit the mark on it and really did what they needed to do and really told the story in a great way. You know, so not even more than 2 thumbs up, man. This was beautiful. That's all I got. Again, trying to keep up the 1 video per week schedule. I think next week we're going to be back to our regularly scheduled programming of pure romance anime reviews. Trying to get more shorts out sometimes, you know, here and there. I think I'm gonna have a little more time next week, so I'm gonna probably have a short, or maybe try to get 2 shorts out, you know, in time. And yeah, keeping the 1 video per week. Try to keep this grind on this channel to keep going. If you do like the video, hit the like button. You know, leave a like down there. Leave a comment as well down below about either the show or about whatever. It just helps out the algorithm. So liking, commenting, I'd really appreciate it. And if you do like the content, hit subscribe. You know, if you like hearing me talk about romance anime, or, you know, want to keep up with romance anime, you're a romance anime fan, whatever, you just want to support the channel, hit subscribe. Would mean a whole lot to me. Also, check out my main channel, Everyday Hoops, linked in the description down below. We talk about basketball over there, literally the exact opposite of what we do over here. So if you like basketball, know someone that likes basketball, you know, let them know about the channel down below. We're doing pretty good over there. So let them know about it. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.